What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Stock Holiday, right back at you again with the latest and the greatest in these cryptocurrency markets. Do me a quick favor, press that like button, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Now let's get it. Today we're going to be talking about just some of the basic, simple things that we should be paying attention to. These things are simple, but they really mean a lot as far as how we are to be navigating and moving forward through the rest of this 2025 cryptocurrency bull market. So currently right now, Bitcoin is still holding strong. We're at $105,500. Like I mentioned before, we're going to see some sideways action. Just like when we were in the $70,000 range, we saw things go sideways. 80,000, we saw the 80s go sideways, and we got to the 90s, we saw the 90s go sideways. What are we doing right now? We're playing with the six-figure $100,000 range, and we are going sideways. So this seems to be our new support level, which is six figures, which is huge. Imagine your support level being $100,000 range. This is going to be our new norm in the $100,000 range. How many years were we waiting for Bitcoin to get to $100,000? We are there now, and that is our new norm. We're going to trade sideways, 105,000, 108,000, 105, 110. Then boom, we will blow past and make a new all-time high. Once again, we'll blow past the $111,000 range, and we'll be somewhere 114, 115, $16,000. We've seen it before. We're going to see it again. We know that Bitcoin is expected to hit 130, 150. Some folks are saying $200,000 in the year of 2025. So we still got 6 months, 7 months to go before all of this happened. And we know that Bitcoin is very explosive. Any particular time, any particular month, we could see Bitcoin up $30,000. So we're at $105,000 now. Maybe in 30 days, we'll be at $135,000. Maybe we'll be at $125,000. That is the trajectory that we are on, and those are the possibilities that can be attained by this powerful new asset called Bitcoin. So currently right now, the Bitcoin dominance is still standing on business. It's still holding strong and standing tall through it all. We're at 63.14% for the Bitcoin dominance. No other way to slice it, no other way to cut it. Bitcoin is still holding strong, and it's holding its dominance. It don't want to give the dominance up too much to Ethereum for some reason, but soon and very soon it is going to have to let loose just a little bit so Ethereum can take its rightful place. Fear and greed index is back down at 61. Remember a few weeks ago, the fear and greed index got to 75. We were almost in extreme greed. What are we doing right now? Having a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a correction, seeing some red days here and there. Nevertheless, the cryptocurrency market is stable. It's holding strong. Fret not. Ethereum is solid. Ethereum is holding its own, $2,600 for the price of Ethereum. The Ethereum dominance, 9.47% as of today. That's an excellent move, excellent position for the Ethereum dominance. Soon and very soon, we will see it above 10% dominance. And then it's going to climb 11%, but it's just a process. Like I mentioned before, when the Bitcoin dominates, when it drips, when it starts to decline, it's going to decline in a slow manner, a slow fashion. It's going to be a slow drip for the Bitcoin dominance as it declines. And that's going to be good for us because that gives us a longer chance, longer opportunity to get into the various plays before they really start to burst, before they really start to explode in the upward direction. One of the main things I want to mention to you guys in this particular video is the tariffs. We understand that the year of 2025 have been all about the tariffs. We started off the year of 2025, high hopes, a lot of excitement. We had the new cryptocurrency regime. The new cryptocurrency administration was in place. Everybody was excited. Finally saw $100,000. New all-time highs were hit. We were expecting Q1 to be super explosive. January did its thing. We said, you know what? February is getting ready to kick butt. The whole Q1, it's lining up just like we have been talking about. We are going to the moon. What happened? February 1st, Trump announced the tariffs. That right there sucked the life out of their entire global financial economy. Not just cryptocurrency, but the entire global economy The life got sucked out of it on a instant tweet, on a instant news flash notification. February 1st, the tariffs were announced. On Mexico, the tariffs were announced on Canada and China. Those are some of the biggest, those are the three largest countries that we have the tariffs transactions, that we have export import transactions from. So that took a toll on cryptocurrency. We saw corrections. We saw Bitcoin was pumping $109,000. Then boom, we ended up flat somewhere March $74,000, $76,000. So it was a sudden pause. It was an instant decline. But I want you guys to pay attention to the markets always go through corrections. Even in bull markets, we do have corrections right along the way. It's not going to go up in a straight line. Who knew that the tariffs were going to happen? Last night, if you guys were in the Stock Holiday Live, you saw Tony Trump. You saw Donald Trump's nephew, Tony Trump, was in the Stock Holiday Live. He'd been on there the last 2 weeks. The last 2 Thursdays, Tony Trump has popped on the Stock Holiday Live. The Donald Trump circle, the politicians, those guys knew that the tariffs were going to happen on February 1st. They got the notice on January 30th, January 29th. So they were able to move some things around because they knew, boom, things were getting ready to dip. We didn't know that. So, but what we do know is that the 4-year cycle was not broken. The 4-year cycle has not been broken. So these tariffs have been one of the biggest factors as far as moving the global economy, which is cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is part of the global economy now. March 4th, these guys doubled down on the tariffs. We saw the market continue to decrease. There was a lot of tariffs talks back and forth. The tariff wars were enacted. China was pushing back. Mexico was pushing back. Canada was talking big stuff. And Donald Trump continued to stand on business. And it was a nasty back and forth. And that's when you start to see the stock market decline and drop. We saw the stock market down 2,000 points in one day. That was massive. Black Swan event comparative to the COVID-19 event, compared it to this dot-com bubble in 2000, compared it to the housing crisis. I mean, this was one of the major events in American history that we've experienced just a few months ago. So we are still in the realm of the tariffs. The tariffs are not over. April 2nd, he dedicated it or called it Liberation Day. That's when the retaliatory tariffs, the reciprocal tariffs start to get placed. He said, you know what, China, if you're going to place this tariffs on us, we're going to match that tariffs and we're going to raise you 45%. I mean, it was ridiculous. It is ridiculous because it's not over. So that was April 2nd. April 2nd, boom, we saw Bitcoin in that particular time from that news, Liberation Day, with the retaliatory tariffs. Bitcoin got to $74,000. 401ks took a nasty dip. I know people in that I know, family and friends, they said that they were taking out their 401ks. They were moving their funds out. They were ticked off. They were frustrated. But they didn't understand you never sell low. This is not the first time this has happened. But when you start to get your feelings involved, your emotions involved, these are some of the things that you do. That's why I always stress to you guys, please try not to go in heavy with your emotions. Focus on the data, focus on history, and you will be better, have better results as far as some of the decisions that you make. Going off emotions, sometimes you'll snap and you'll just say, you know what? Forget it. I'm getting ready to do this, getting ready to do that. And then a few weeks later, you'll be reflecting saying, damn, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I wish I had not have been so emotional and made those moves. Wish I had not have sold out all of my 401ks because now the stock market is right back up and maybe even above where it was. So I lost so much money. I sold low and now I may want to get back in right now and buy high. That is called getting wrecked. You do not want to get wrecked and losing money. So April 2nd, that's what happened. Liberation Day. April 9th, then that's when the 90-day tariff pause was initiated. The tariff pause was a good thing. We saw the market instantly increase. We saw an instant pop in the stock market, instant pop in cryptocurrency, so forth and so on. So understanding what has been going on would give us a better indication of what we can and could be expecting in the future. The 90-day tariff pause was listed April 9th. So you got April, you got May, June, July. July 9th, that 90-day pause is going to end. What's going to happen around that July 9th date when the pause will be ended? That is what we need to keep in mind. When should we be selling? It wasn't a selling May and go away. May was a good month. So we could cancel that out. That was debunked. So now we got June coming up in a few days. Then we got July. We are going to see how the month of June will run. The month of June will end quarter 2. Then we're going to be at the mid point of the year. Halfway through the 2025, we know always the year after the Bitcoin halving, which is 2025, we see explosive pumps, explosive runs. When will that happen? When will altcoin season come? July 9th, the 90-day pause will be uplifted in a tariff. Maybe they'll be right back to where it was April 2nd. Maybe we'll go right back to Liberation Day. And if that happens, you remember what happened on Liberation Day. So you want to be prepared for these things. You want to kind of place the pieces to the puzzle in the right positions as much as you can. You'll never get it completely right, but you definitely want to have the right pieces in the right areas. We know what happened on Liberation Day, April 2nd. So once Liberation Day gets restarted, which could be July 9th, that's when the 90-day tariff pause will end. That could be Liberation Day Part 2. You want to be ready. Liberation Day Part 1, we got smoked. We want to be ready for Liberation Day Part 2. But anything could happen between this time and July 9th. Maybe these guys can come to an agreement and say, you know what? All bets are off. We are going to go back to normal. Things have been resolved. Tariffs are no longer an issue. We're going to move forward and continue to push our economy as is. The export imports will continue to roll as is. We came to a gentleman's agreement and we are cool, we are good. But these are the things that we need to pay attention to because we know there will always be several dips and corrections along the way. We got blasted March, April, February, March 2025. There will be another correction before we see $150,000, $130,000 Bitcoin. When will that happen? We don't know. Do we want to try to be proactive? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You want to be able to take profits here and there and set those funds on the side. Store and use some dry powder. So when the corrections do happen, you can buy the bottom. You have some funds, some dry powder on the side to place back in and get ready for our next pump up. Because altcoin season is coming. The parabolic trend is coming. We're starting to see some coins explode right now. Starting to see some parabolic curves form on some coins. I'm still waiting on Turbo Coin to wake up or waiting on XCN to wake back up. Have been making great gains with Moonchain. ZBCN network has been keeping my portfolio afloat, luckily, but there's a lot of coins that have been sitting stagnant, spell token, amongst the other coins that have not been standing up to what our expectations have been for them. So we were talking about that last night. Thursday night live stock holiday show every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. We go live and we have one of the best cryptocurrency communities in the world. So come on over there. Join us in the Patreon. We would love to see you over there. We have a great and awesome cryptocurrency community that love to talk about crypto all day, every day. But like I say, I just continue to come to you guys every day just to continue to give you that good encouragement. Coming to you guys every day to give you that good motivation. And that's all I got for you on this one. It's your boy, Stock Holiday, and I'm out.